Oh my god, welcome to my drawing class. I can't believe you made it. Well, let us begin, shall we? Okay, so this isn't really gonna be like a class because I'm very bad at teaching, but I'm just gonna show you my process and hopefully that will help you. So, let's begin. You may be wondering,
Well, how do I do figure studies if I don't have reference? Because I don't go outside to draw people and I don't know. Yeah.
well, let me tell you, the internet is a vast place and you can find lots of great references if you just look up figure references. But my favorite website is called Line of Action. You can set, all sorts of preferences and yeah. But one downside with these pictures is that they're like still images of these people posing and stuff, which is not necessarily as dynamic as it can be of a person actually in motion. So what you can also do to find reference is just look at any video where there's people moving and then just pause it and then there you have your reference. For example, I use this guy who speaks Chinese on the streets. It's pretty wild, I know. And there's people everywhere. You pause the video, boom, boom, they're everywhere. Humans, can you believe it? I can't believe that's what it's like going outside. I know. There are usually a few things I think about when drawing from these photos because just drawing it by itself without really having a focus, it will help, but it might not help as much as if you really think about these elements of art. First thing is movement, of course. Movement is very important. What I'm talking about is, for example, in these pictures, what is the overall movement, this line of action, which is kind of just a line that really directs the flow of energy. And usually it's not quite straightforward, as one stick, because we have arms and they go everywhere. But just think about the energy and the movement and how it's really all flowing together, and really giving it that dynamicism and that flow like water will really make your people feel dynamic and natural and moving. Alrighty, now let's talk about proportions. Okay, so basically this is just about comparing sizes with each other. Sizes of the head to the hand. You don't want to accidentally draw the hand 10 times bigger than the head because that's not proportionate unless that's an art style thing. But we're not really talking about art style here because it's a study, unless you're doing an art style study type thing. But that's a topic for another video. Okay, so with proportions you can really you can compare with your pencil or just your eyes, and you want to make sure that everything is the right size compared to each other. And really thinking about this more will help you remember how things should be. I used to draw heads way too big, and I did some studies, I really observe. That's one really important element too, is just observing. And I realized that heads are not that big. What are you doing? What the hell? That's not even remotely accurate. Okay, so anyways, so that's proportions. And now let's talk about the third element. They're not really in a specific order because why would they? These are just random things you should think about. But anyways, shape language. So what language, shapes can speak languages? I know. But what I'm talking about here is just you'll start recognizing some shapes as you draw people more. So there's lots of like natural shapes because if you're a beginner artist, you basically just know very simple shapes. You know how to draw very simple shapes. And like if you draw a head, for example, you might draw like a circle because you don't have to practice to know like the face got all these bumps and shapes and whatever. So doing these figure studies will really help you, get used to all these shapes, and then you'll see them more, and you'll be like, whoa, I recognize that, and then you can replicate it in your art. Those are just a few elements that I think you can keep in mind. It might be better to just focus on one or just kind of think about it, but it's just good to keep in mind, So yeah. Or maybe that just helped you understand some things. But yeah, okay. And one thing I want to mention as well is your visual library. So what is your visual library? Well, it's a place in your brain where you keep all those studies in there because you kept drawing your studies. And it's like if you want to draw something and you're like,
oh, I want to draw a shrimp.
And then you did some shrimp studies in the past. All you gotta do, you gotta look in your brain and then you'll find a shrimp and then you can draw it. And you can also just use reference, but the reason why you would practice drawing and studies and whatever is so you can pull it more from your imagination. And also to improve your visual library, obviously, you just gotta draw a lot, man. Like a lot. Like look at all these people I've drawn. This is why I can draw people like kind of well, I guess. So when I finish doing some studies, it's fun, whatever, I like to kind of test my new knowledge by drawing something from my imagination. And it's really fun because you get to like kind of feel like, oh my god, I got experience and now I'm using it to make my own drawing. This is so fun. Drawing is so fun. And then you did it. Good job. You did art. Very good. I'm proud of you. That's all basically. So thank you for watching this video. I very appreciate it. I don't think that was English. Grammar. Correct grammar. You know what? Why is English like in order? And why does it have so many words? Okay, anyways, you know what? Take care. Drink lots of water. Get like 7-8 hours of sleep. Okay. Goodbye.